Good afternoon, everyone. Today I would like to present the introduction of our topic, which is about freedom, right, and democracy. Freedom, right, and democracy are important foundation in a modern and progressive society. These elements help create a fair, peaceful, and stable country. In democratic society, citizens are given basic rights such as freedom of speech, equality, and the opportunity to vote in election. Besides that, democracy allows people to express their opinion and participate in the government. According to John Locke, every individual naturally has right to life, liberty, and freedom. This means that all people deserve to live freely and equally. However, freedom is not always absolute. Government still needs to enforce law and regulation to maintain peace and order in society. In addition, social pressure and economic inequality can also limit persons' freedom. Therefore, people often question whether citizens in democratic society are truly free or if their freedom only exists within certain limits. That's all from me. Thank you very much.
My name is Sisibini Liavu, matrix EB251100700. Our essay focuses on freedom, rights, and democracy, and whether citizens are truly free in a democratic society. The first objective of our study is to examine the meaning of freedom, rights, and democracy within contemporary political thought. This helps explain the role of democracy and citizen rights in modern society. The second objective is to analyze how democratic systems both protect and limit citizen rights and freedoms. This shows that democracy provides freedom, but also imposes laws and regulation for stability. And the third objective is to evaluate whether citizens in democratic societies, such as Malaysia, are truly free in practice. This helps identify whether democratic rights and freedoms are fully enjoyed by citizens in reality. Overall, this study helps us to understand the balance between freedom, rights, and responsibility in a democratic society. Moving on to the next part.
My name is Ticinta Suera Ana Anthony with metric number BA25110240. And for today, I will present for part 3, the democracy background. 3.1 Digital democracy in Malaysia. Malaysia political landscape has shifted from traditional media to digital platform in Malaysia. Malaysia political landscape has shifted from traditional media to digital platforms like TikTok and Facebook. In the past, the government heavily controlled information through law like the 1984 Printing Presses Act. Today, social media has broken that monopoly, allowing citizens to speak up. However, this freedom comes with a catch that digital space are now commercialized and public discourse of often manipulated by propaganda. 3.2 Data sovereignty. This digital shift creates massive amount of user data, raising the issue of data sovereignty. Ideally, national data should be protected under local law, but right now Malaysia relies heavily on foreign tech giants to store its data. This depends exposes us where our personal data is exploited to manipulate behavior and politics. Simply, without strong data law, our digital freedom is just an illusion.
Hello everyone, my name is Dayang Normashita binti Asli, metric number BS251100048. Today I'll be presenting on democratic idealism, how the people gain political power. According to John Locke's social contract theory, citizens voluntarily grant mandates to the government in exchange for protection and right. Therefore, a government is only legitimate through this popular consent, not military force. This power is exercised through election, which act as a peaceful mechanism for the public to serve as the final judge of the ruling system. In Malaysia, fair election ensure parliament reflect the popular will. Furthermore, civic participation doesn't stop at the ballot box. It is sustained daily through freedom of speech and expression protected under the Federal Constitution. Finally, this system relies on the rule of law, with our Federal Constitution as the supreme legal document guiding all affairs. In conclusion, democratic idealism ensures that the absolute right to shape the nation always belongs to the collective interest of society. Thank you. Let's move to the next presentation.
Hi, I'm Nur Aliza Shazwani binti Muhammad, number metric BP 2416038. I would like to present my part. In a democratic society, people are given freedom and rights. However, true freedom has its limitation. Citizens are free to speak and act, but their actions are still controlled by laws and regulations. In some situations, governments may limit freedom of speech, media, or public assembly for security reasons. Rights are also not always enjoyed equally by everyone. Certain groups may experience discrimination because of race, gender, or social status. Economic inequality can also reduce access to important rights such as education and healthcare. In addition, democracy can be influenced by people in power. Leaders may manipulate information to maintain control, while wealthy individuals or groups can influence political decisions more than ordinary citizens. At the same time, citizens' voices are not always fully represented. Voting does not guarantee that leaders will keep their promise, and some people may feel ignored in the decision-making process. Lastly, government may restrict certain freedoms in the name of stability and national security. Rules may be imposed to limit protests or public expressions, which can reduce personal freedom. In conclusions, democracy provides freedom and rights, but it's also come with challenges that society must face together. That's all. Next, I would like to pass this to the next presenter. Thank you so much.
Good day, everyone. So today we were going to briefly explore the reality behind the modern democracy. So not just its ideal image, but also the challenges and contradictions that exist within the democratic system. Firstly, freedom in democracy is not always the absolute. So although people are given right as such as a freedom of the speech and expression. So these freedom are often limited in the name of the national security or the public stability. So over time, this can blur the line between the protecting society and controlling public voice. Secondly, social and economic inequality can weaken the idea of the equal rights. For example, not everyone has the same access to the education and record support or the digital platforms. So, even though the democratic rights exist for everyone, some groups are still at the disadvantage in the reality. There is the concentration of the power. Large corporations and wealthy elites and political lobbyists often have the stronger influence over the decision compared to the ordinary citizen. So, at the same time, digital media and algorithms can shape the public opinion, which raises the concern about how free democratic choice really are. As shown in this chart, there is often a gap between what voters expect and what actually happened after the election. So many citizens feel they are hit, especially marginalized community. So this lack of the accountability is one of the main reasons why public trust in democracy continue to the deadline. In conclusion, democracy still offers the important freedoms and rights, but it also faces serious challenges related to the power, inequality, and accountability. So, therefore, continuous transparency and public criticism are necessary to ensure democracy truly does serve the people. So, that's all for me. Thank you.
In conclusion, democracy is an important political system because it gives citizens basic rights and freedoms such as freedom of speech, the right to vote, equality before the law, and participation in government. Democracy also ensures that leaders are chosen by the people and must follow the law. However, freedom in democracy is not completely unlimited. Citizens still need to follow laws and social responsibility to maintain peace and stability in society. Sometimes government may limit certain freedoms,
for reasons such as national security and public safety. Beside that, social and economic issues like poverty, inequality, discrimination, and limited access to education or healthcare can affect how citizens experience their rights. This means not everyone enjoys the same level of freedom equally. Moreover, democracy can also be influenced by political power, media control, and economic influence, where certain groups may have more influence compared to ordinary citizens. In my opinion, democracy is still an important system because it protects basic rights and allows citizens to participate in politics. However, true freedom can only exist when there is fairness, transparency, accountability, and equal opportunities for all citizens. Thank you from us, Group 3.